starting with the chump line.
We should be happy that Joe Biden is behind the wheel of a Mario Kart rather than behind the wheel of a real car.
Boy, you can say that again. You know, this is the time when the kids get together and they say, is it time to take away Dad's car keys? Only, do you really want Hunter to get Dad's car keys, considering what he left behind in the last car he rented himself?
Boy, the way Bruce Springsteen played songs that made Antifa rage. MAGA used to pave the way. Those were the days.
Not sure how Springsteen fitted into that, but whatever. The Chump Line is brought to you by Matthews Brothers, America's oldest window manufacturer, this week celebrating all our past presidents. Whether they served 32 days or 4,422, each one left their mark on this country. Granted, not all the marks were bullseyes, but they're all part of our history, at least for now. God bless America.
Hey, Howie, history repeats itself. Remember Obama's first year as president? It was all George W. Bush's fault. Now it's Biden. It's Trump's fault. Jeez.
I know, it's Trump's fault that there are no vaccines. It's Trump's fault there are only 50 million vaccines. You think the logical follow-up question, what is it, Mr. President? Is it 0 vaccines when you came into office or 50 million vaccines?
There's one thing I'm really going to enjoy, and that's when the voters can Turtle Boy. He's just a hack who fouled the pack. It's time for Mitch to rejoin the hoi polloi.
I don't think that's happening. His wife, Elaine Chao, she comes from big money in China. I think her family owns a lot of the ships that the oil from the Keystone XL pipeline, or was in the Keystone XL pipeline, is going to go to China instead.
In my hand, I hold the last envelope. A Kennedy, a business owner, a nursing home resident. Name Andrew Cuomo's choices in the Marry, Kill game. Hey-o!
Oh, please. Oh, stop it. Karnak had a down day. Karnak had a down day.
Hey, Howie, if we move the U.S. Capitol building to the U.S.-Mexico border, then we'll get a physical barrier.
That's probably the only way, though. Walls don't work, except for when we need one, right? Paul Ryan, this former Speaker of the House, he used to say walls don't work either. Then he moved back to Wisconsin. He built a big wall. Mark Zuckerberg believes walls don't work, but guess what he's got around his mansion in San Francisco? It's funny how often that happens with the beautiful people.
Hey, Howie, the way this Biden administration's going, just a matter of time before we hear I was only following orders.
There's so many cuts that let's play cut number 9. This is just a weird cut. He said that things like this before, but it's always strange to hear him say it again. Cut 9.
Everybody knows I like kids better than people.
Can we quote you on that, Mr. President? You like kids better than people.
Howie, Joe Biden calling. Come on, man. I just heard there's a problem with the electricity in Texas. Well, we can tell Davy Crockett not to worry, because the fact is, I went to high school with Tommy Edison, and surely he can fix the problem. Now let me just get my White House energy expert to call him on the party line. Hey, Hunter!
You remember in the debate, you probably don't, I'd forgotten all about it too, one of the debates last fall, the President Trump was talking to Joe Biden about his claims that wind power was the way to go. And he lectured Biden, saying he didn't know anything about wind power. And he called it glitchy, pricey, bird-slaughtering way to make electricity. I hold in my hand a fact check from the Associated Press saying, the president doesn't know what he's talking about. Wind power is totally reliable. Tell that to the Lone Star State.
The way Fauci flip-flops, wouldn't you think that Facebook would censor him for misinformation?
Saint Anthony Fauci. He says whatever his Democrat masters want him to say. You know, he says, we had a plan. Then Kamala says we didn't have a plan when we got in here. The Trump people didn't have a plan. So what does Fauci say? Oh, I agree with Kamala Harris. There was no plan. There was no plan. We need no masks. We need one mask. We need two masks. Well, maybe we don't need two masks.
Today we bury the messenger, but not the message.
Yes, exactly. The gospel, according to Rush Limbaugh, will continue to be spread upon the airwaves. And again, Rush Limbaugh, rest in peace.
Bye, bye, Rush, you American pie. Hope we get to meet you on the other side.
As Jay from Chelsea said, with all due respects to the Big Bopper and Richie Valens and Buddy Holly, today was the day that music died. And I agree, Jay.
That was your last Chump Line message. Thank you for calling Howie Carr, you chump.
That's it for the Chump Line today. The Chump Line is the recorded voicemail message service of the Howie Carr Show. You can call and leave a message anytime between the hours of 1 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time each weekday. The Chump Line number, if you'd like to leave such a message, 844-500-4242, 844-500-4242. If you call in, press 2, leave your message. We may or may not play it at this time each weekday. If you want to hear more Chump Line messages that didn't make the cut just now, you can go to Chopped Chumps. That's our podcast that we post every evening around 7 o'clock. Get Chopped Chumps, the extra Chump Line messages, wherever you get your Howie Carr Show podcasts. The Chump Line is brought to you by Matthews Brothers, America's oldest window manufacturer. This week celebrating all our past presidents. Whether they served 32 days or 4,422, each one left their mark on this country. Granted, not all of the marks were bullseyes, but they're all part of our history, at least for now. God bless America.
We should be happy that Joe Biden is behind the wheel of a Mario Kart rather than behind the wheel of a real car.
Amber Alert, or a Silver Alert, they call it. Silver Alert. Ancient former U.S. Senator lost. Not sure where he lives anymore. Pulls large pet dog by the tail as he's stepping out of the shower. Do not try to apprehend this man alone. Call 911. I'm Howie Carr.
You might want to keep a close eye on your fried clams. Howie Carr returns after this.
Yum, yum, yum.